Hi guys! So today I'm doing this look for you, which I am really excited to finally have done this look for you. So I wore this look at the weekend. I was going to the races here in Sydney and I posted this picture to Instagram, which was a face of the day, and so many of you requested that I do a tutorial on it. And I don't know why it had never clicked with me to do that tutorial before, because this is literally my go-to occasion makeup. If I'm going to a wedding, if I'm going to the races, if I'm going like out for a night, if I don't want to think about what to do with my makeup, this is what I do. It goes with any outfit. It will suit absolutely anybody. It's really pretty, but it's still a little bit sexy as well. So if you want to see how to achieve this look, then please keep watching. First, I'm gonna moisturize my skin, and today I'm using MAC's Strobe Cream. And in my US haul video, I mentioned how much I absolutely love Strobe Cream, and somebody asked me what it is or how to use it. And Strobe Cream is a moisturizer, basically. You could actually use it as your normal moisturizer every day, but it has like a pearlescent finish through it, so it works beautifully under foundation to give your skin a little bit more of a dewy finish. Next I'm going to prime my skin, and today I'm using MAC's Prep and Prime Skin Base, and the reason I'm using this, I feel like I haven't used this primer in ages, but today I'm going to be using the Revlon Colourstay foundation, and I find this is the only primer that works well for me anyway. It's the only primer I can get to work underneath it. I've used it with the Professional and I found that the Professional starts to ball underneath it, which is kind of disappointing, but the Prep and Prime works well. Just with my fingers. Onto the foundation, and as I said, I'm using the Revlon Colourstay. This is in the colour Ivory, and this is in the formulation for normal to dry skin. I prefer the one for normal to oily skin though, but that's only because I've got normal to oily skin. And I'm going to use my beauty blender today. I just realised my microphone wasn't turned on, so I've turned it on now. The sound should be a little bit better. You can probably see I've got a little bit of a blemish on my chin, so I'm going to take some of the Studio Finish Concealer by MAC in NC15 and a pencil brush. And for under eye concealer, I'm using my Prolongwear in NW20. I'm just going to take my middle finger and dot that under the eyes. And bring it up around here a little bit. Oh. Somebody loves me. And then take the pointy end of my beauty blender, just dab it in. I think NW20 was actually a little bit too dark. Oops. God, who knew an NW could look so yellow? It's okay though, I'm going to be putting a highlighter on top, so that'll lighten it up a little bit. And then just to highlight under my eyes, and also to correct the fact that the NW20 is a little bit too dark, I'm going to take some of the MAC Prep and Prime highlighter pen in the colour Radiant Rose and use that as a highlighter under the eyes and a little bit along the top of the cheekbones. Now I know you're probably thinking this is a lot of products and a lot of steps, but this isn't an everyday makeup. This is makeup for when you want to look fierce, you know, you want to look really, really hot. So there's a few extra steps and a few extra products, but it's worth it. Gonna take a little bit of that highlighter just on the beauty blender through this central part of my forehead here and a little bit down my nose. Not the full way down my nose. I don't like to take highlighters the full way down my nose because I think it exaggerates how long it is, and I don't need any help in that department. Now to set the concealer under my eyes, I'm going to use a separate powder to the rest of my face. I'm actually using the Essence All About Matte Fixing Powder, which I think I may have talked about in a favourites video. I'm pretty sure I did. If I haven't, or if you haven't seen that video, holy god, what an amazing product. It is, I think it's actually a nicer version of the MAC Prep and Prime Transparent Finishing Powder, the pressed one. Such a good powder, like $4 or $5. It's completely transparent and it's really, really, really fine. So I'm going to use that to set under my eyes, and I've just put a little bit onto the beauty blender and I'm just going to press it. And I've tried this a few times already, and even though I've put quite a few kind of creamy products up under my eyes there, I find that doing it like this and setting with the beauty blender it doesn't crease. And then to set the rest of my face, I'm taking my Mineralize Skinfish by MAC in the colour Light. Now to add some colour, I'm going to take my Nars Laguna bronzer and I'm going to use my MAC 187 Duo Fibre brush. And I'm going to use that. I'm going to use it more as a bronzer than a highlighter or as a contour. I want it to add colour more than to add like a sculpting effect. So I'm just kind of going around the edge of my face, around the hairline. I am bringing it onto my cheeks a little bit and just around my jaw as well. For my cheek highlighter, I'm using MAC's Soft and Gentle, and I'm just going to put that on with my fingers. I'm just going to put a tiny bit right on the tip of my nose, just to stop my skin from looking too matte. And then for my cheek colour, I'm taking MAC's Stay Pretty Prolongwear blush. Moving on to my brows now, and today I'm using my Makeup Forever Aqua Brow, and the reason I'm using this is typically when I wear this type of makeup I need it to be very long lasting. It'll be for a wedding or for a big night out or something, and you want it to last the entirety of the day. So using the Aqua Brow, it never rubs off. It's really good for staying on. This product is quite wet, so you need a very small amount of it on the brush and just very lightly brush it through your hairs, and then once you've kind of got a base shape on, you can go back and start to perfect it. I'm going to take a little bit of Cork eyeshadow by MAC just to add a bit more dimension and darken up the brows on that very underside kind of line. So moving on to my eyes now, and the first thing I'm going to do is prime them with some of the Nars Pro Prime. First eyeshadow I'm going to use is MAC's Blanc Type, and I'm using this as my brow highlight. And I'm just using the same pencil brush that I used for concealer earlier on. I just gave it a quick wipe off. Next, I'm going to take some MAC Kid eyeshadow, which is a very light, neutral, warm brown. And on a MAC 222 brush, I'm going to contour my socket. I don't want this contour to be too dark, that's why I've picked quite a light colour. And I'm just very slowly, with kind of circular motions, starting to blend that colour, pull it upwards towards the brow. Just going to dab the colour onto this outside corner of the eyelid as well. Just going back to that pencil brush and taking a little bit of Kid, I'm going to very softly blend that onto my lower lash line. This look is definitely a top heavy eye look, so there's much more going on in the top eyelid than there is in the bottom lid. I feel like that always lasts a little bit better throughout the day. It doesn't look as worn by the end of the day as if I do like a full out smoky eye with lots of colour underneath on my lower lash line. I think it always looks a bit fresher. I'm just putting a little bit of colour under here now, so it'll help to balance the top and bottom. And then finally for eyeshadow, I'm going to go back into my Soft and Gentle Mineralize Skinfish, and just with my finger put that on my eyelid and use that kind of as the all over colour on my eyelid. I find that putting this product on with your finger, you get a much greater payoff. You get a lot more product onto your skin than if you use a brush. Just taking a little bit of that Soft and Gentle on that pencil brush again and just popping it right on that inside corner. Okay, onto the eyeliner, and I'm going to start off by tracing in the shape with my Maybelline gel eyeliner, but I will be going over that with liquid liner when it's done. So just using my MAC 210 brush. Alright, so I have pretty much got the liner in. It is just the right shape that I want, but I'm going to go over it with liquid liner because I found recently with gel eyeliner, I don't know, maybe it's just the Maybelline one. I heard Nikki Tutorials talking about this and I'm inclined to agree with her. I think the formula has changed and it's very, very difficult to get a very, very smooth line. So I'm going to go over it with the Rimmel Glam Eyes Professional Liquid Liner. This is the one that's got the very, very fine brush. But I do find it easiest to do it on top of a gel liner rather than trying to create the shape entirely with the liquid liner. I think it's a little bit more difficult to do that way. So that's the liner on both eyes. I'm now just taking some mascara. I'm using my CoverGirl Clump Crusher and just putting a really light layer on because I'm going to be putting on some false lashes in a second. I will put a little bit on my lower lashes as well. So I've just popped some lashes on. I'm wearing Ardell Wispies. They're not demi wispies, they're just wispies. The difference is the demi wispies taper a little bit more on the inside corner than the wispies. I didn't show it because I do actually have a video completely dedicated to applying false lashes, which I will link somewhere on the screen here if you want to go and see that. If you would prefer me to show me actually applying the lashes in videos, please let me know in the comments. I'm just experimenting with something different to save time, although explaining all of this has probably taken as much time as applying lashes would. I'm just going to switch back and finish the skin. So I'm going to add a little bit more contouring because the bronzer was really more for colour than contouring. So I'm using Omega Eyeshadow and my Inglot 4SS brush. I'm just going to apply it right at the very back of my cheekbone here. I'm not bringing it very far forward at all. First on my lips, I'm going to line them with this lip pencil called Hip and Happy by MAC. And then on top of that, I'm going to use one of the NYX Butter lip glosses in the colour Eclair. And unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know that NYX has finally come to Australia and are available in most Targets. Not usually a fan of glosses, but I really, really like this. And that is the finished look. So as I said at the start, this is kind of my go-to occasion makeup. So what I would usually bring for topping up throughout the day is a compact powder. Usually I bring my Mineralize Skinfish. It's unfortunate that these don't come with puffs. You can buy them separately, but I usually just throw in like a small powder brush. Again, I wish they had a mirror as well because that can be really annoying, but that's what I bring. And for my lips, I usually don't bother bringing a lip liner to top up with. I know it doesn't last that long, but I know I'm never going to use it, so I usually will just bring like the lipstick or the gloss that I use. So in this case, I would bring that gloss. And to be honest, that's usually about it. Sometimes if I've got room in my handbag, I'll bring a little bit of blush as well, because sometimes my blush, you know, if you're powdering, sometimes the blush can kind of get washed out. That's usually it. It is a pretty long lasting look. And you could of course go with a more dramatic lip if you wanted to, like you could go with a red lip or something like that for Christmas. It would be very pretty. So I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, you can give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out my Instagram account and go follow me if you're not doing that already. I'll leave the link to that in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Come on guys, you should be subscribed at this stage. God. Thank you so much for watching guys, and we'll see you very soon. Bye!